Symphorophilia, which is a kink involving car crashes or other disasters. People with this kink are aroused by witnessing or fantasizing about such events. This might seem unusual, but like all kinks, it's important to remember that what excites one person might be different from what excites another. Some individuals with symphorophilia might be turned on by the chaos and destruction of accidents, while others might focus on the rescue and recovery aspects. It's crucial to engage in these fantasies in a safe, consensual, and non-destructive manner, ensuring that no real harm comes to anyone. Next, we have agalmatophilia, the sexual attraction to statues, dolls, or mannequins. People with this kink might enjoy the idea of these inanimate objects coming to life, or might be aroused by their stillness and beauty. This can include fantasies about interacting with these objects, or imagining them as sexual partners. Some might dress up or pose as statues themselves, engaging in role-play scenarios. As with any kink, it's important that any activities are consensual and respectful of boundaries. Understanding and communicating with partners about these desires is key to ensuring a positive experience. Vorophilia, often shortened to vor, involves the fantasy of being eaten or eating someone else. This kink is entirely fantasy-based, as real-life enactment is dangerous and non-consensual. People with this kink might enjoy role-playing scenarios where one partner pretends to consume the other, often using imaginative storytelling or visual aids. The fantasy might involve being swallowed whole or being chewed and digested, depending on personal preferences. Fantasy is a key component, ensuring that everyone involved understands and respects the boundaries between fantasy and reality. Safe words and clear communication are essential to keep the role-play enjoyable and safe. Next up is objectophilia, which is the romantic or sexual attraction to inanimate objects. People with this kink may develop deep emotional or physical connections with objects like cars, buildings, or household items. They might derive pleasure from touching, talking to, or being close to these objects. Some famous cases include people marrying or having relationships with objects, like the woman who married the Eiffel Tower. It's important to respect these relationships as long as they are safe and consensual. Objectophiles often find comfort and companionship in their objects, which can be just as fulfilling as relationships with other people. Autoandrophilia and autogynephilia are kinks, where individuals are aroused by the thought or image of themselves as the opposite gender. Autoandrophilia involves women fantasizing about being men, while autogynephilia involves men fantasizing about being women. These fantasies can be a way for individuals to explore different aspects of their gender and sexuality. For some, dressing in clothing traditionally worn by the opposite gender or role-playing scenarios where they take on different gender roles can be deeply satisfying. As always, it's crucial to ensure that all expressions of these kinks are consensual and respectful. Understanding one's desires and communicating them clearly to partners is essential for a healthy exploration. Formicophilia is a kink involving insects crawling on the skin. This might involve ants, beetles, or other small creatures. The sensation of insects moving on the body can be highly arousing for some people. This kink requires a great deal of care to practice safely, ensuring that no harm comes to the person or the insects involved. Hygiene and safety are paramount, as is obtaining consent from any partners who might be involved. It's also important to understand the potential risks and take steps to minimize them, such as using non-toxic insects and avoiding any that might bite or sting. Hierophilia is the sexual attraction to religious or sacred objects. This could include crosses, religious statues, or other items associated with spirituality. People with this kink might find the combination of sexuality and spirituality particularly exciting. This can involve role-playing scenarios where religious figures or rituals are part of the fantasy. As with any kink, consent and respect are paramount, especially considering the sensitive nature of religious beliefs. It's important to ensure that any activities are consensual and that participants are comfortable with incorporating religious elements into their sexual expression. Psychrophilia is a kink involving arousal from being cold or watching others be cold. This could include enjoying cold showers, ice play, or even fantasizing about being in snowy environments. Safety is essential with this kink, as prolonged exposure to cold can be harmful. Always ensure that any activities are consensual and that all participants are comfortable and safe. Using safe words and having a clear understanding of each other's limits can help prevent any negative experiences. Cold play can involve ice cubes, chilled metal objects, or even cold environments like snow-covered landscapes. Urophilia, also known as water sports, involves sexual arousal from urine. This can include urinating on a partner, being urinated on, or other forms of play involving urine. It's crucial to practice this kink safely and hygienically, ensuring that all parties are consenting and comfortable with the activities involved. Clear communication and understanding boundaries are essential. Proper hygiene practices, such as thorough cleaning before and after play, can help prevent any health issues. It's also important to discuss and agree on the specific acts involved, ensuring everyone is on the same page. Lastly, we have aproctophilia, which is a sexual attraction to flatulence. People with this kink might be aroused by the sound, smell, or act of passing gas. Like all kinks, communication and consent are key to ensuring that everyone involved is comfortable and enjoying the experience. Discussing boundaries and preferences openly can help make the experience enjoyable for both partners. It's also important to maintain a sense of humor and not take things too seriously, as this kink involves bodily functions that can be inherently funny or embarrassing.